Great to have you with us. Now, until a year ago, the Hacho-Agbogba Road was a traffic-free route and provided an alternative for residents of Pantang, Yarifa, Old Ashongman and Agbogba who wanted to avoid the main highway to the central business district of Accra. But the situation is no longer the same as motorists now endure traffic hours on end due to a contractor's decision not to return a 10-meter part of the road to its original state after cutting through to expand the bridge on the stretch. As my colleague Elton Brobe reports, aside from causing enormous traffic during rush hour, the area has also become an accident hotspot.
It's the morning rush hour here on the Agbogba Hacho Road. Now, this road stretches all the way to Pantan, Abokobi, and it's a very busy road. And for those who live on this particular stretch, especially I'm talking about Abokobi, I'm talking about Pantan, I'm talking about Oyarifa, this particular stretch, constructed some 10 years ago, has always provided a shortcut all the way to the central business district. If you want to avoid the traffic on the Medina Road, this is your best shot. But in the last 1 year, this road has become a major traffic prone. The reason is very simple. A year ago, government decided to award a contract for the expansion of this particular bridge because until this bridge was expanded, this place had experienced a lot of flooding. So government thought it wise to allow for the expansion of this particular bridge. And as you can see, the bridge has been expanded. It is now able to take in so much water, addressing the flooding situation in this particular area. Now, in the expansion of the bridge, the contractor decided to cut through this asphalted or bitumen road, which is about just 10 meters, and then to allow for unimpeded works. So this particular stretch was blocked to vehicular traffic. Now, it's been 8 months since work came to an end on the expansion of the bridge. But the effect of the construction is what we are seeing here. The contractor, in his own wisdom, it is difficult to explain, decided not to reverse the road back to its original position before the cutting to ensure the expansion of the bridge. And the effect is what you are seeing today. Every morning for productive hours, many of it is lost through vehicular traffic on this road. And the reason is just what you are seeing here. Just 10 meters of untarred road occasioned by the contractor who expanded the bridge to allow for intake of more water. And for many vehicle owners, it has become a morning routine for them to go through traffic, all because once they get here, all of them have to slow down their vehicle to ensure they are able to drive through the untarred road, just 10 meters the untarred road, to be able to get to the central business district. And for many of them, it is a nightmare. For those who've done analysis on the impact of vehicle traffic congestion on human development, they say that it results in air pollution. It also can result in high blood pressure and other, ailments that, we can talk about. So how are people who live on this road, how are they facing this on a daily basis? Let's speak to some of the drivers who ply this road on a daily basis, the frustration they go through trying to avoid the traffic occasioned by the contractor decision not to return the road to its original position during the expansion of the bridge to address the flooding situation in this area. So, Charles, we're a taxi driver. And when I'm coming on the Pabianas, I need you.
What do you want traffic? No, traffic. It meet Dimwa to 11. I had last accident because of the way rough roadway accident. Finishes Yamenko Uncle Kunipa. Maybe Toso V8 Lexus or Sofubi car, but I'm body. I'm a cheat. I deal with the higher power. Who touch shots now say, the boys here, Natego native faso. Traffic be bread, the beer high. Yes, I buy some more my mind. You are almost year quarry. Say, I bridge on here. She said 2 years to cry. But you could 12 years into whom you buy my mind. What's all the one traffic in the air corner? The traffic. It me gives us a could see a short mind.
So what Charles is telling us is that the situation here, which is as a result of the contractor's decision to cut through during the construction of the bridge, has resulted in uncontrolled traffic on this stretch. And as a driver, he has had to spend so much when repairing his vehicle as a result of the impact the road is having on vehicular movement, and there's also been some accidents on this particular stretch. Me want to say, you may be also, and you may quite serious.
West, Massa. And you may would dodge baby and ye. How dodgy baby and ye. Dodgy baby and ye. Traffic, but this is because see, Wisconsin, I go Johnson. How so you to so could see a show mine. Nipa brebo quite more about it is private for on my breast. Yet as for an party in West. Quay, can take it 2 away. I mean, who is Kadodo on the West Highway? At that was Massa. A brem quan bro. All
right.
Every by some boy. Now, had ye, and now the beer was a Timmy Chakra. Your name say Ampy Crow Shaha. Sir, DC4, MC4, Council for Trump de Bia. Who are doing? VAT, I wouldn't know on the other and Fatua Montino. Massa, yes, someone, Mumway, now by my trainers are the floor.
All right, thank you very much. What Charles is saying is that they are appealing to government to, as a matter of urgency, get the contractor to come back on site to at least return the road back to its original position, so that they can have the luxury to drive their cars, to avoid the unnecessary maintenance they are undertaking on their vehicles. So tell us, how is life like in the morning on this particular road?
Terrible, horrible. Every morning we would have to be in traffic for more than 30 minutes before crossing this path. Every morning. Why? Just this small thing over here that needs to be fixed. I mean, it's been here for almost about, yeah. And we don't understand them. What are our leaders doing to us?
And in it is even worse.
It's worse. Yesterday, I was traveling from Navrongo. When I got here, I forgot. I nearly had an accident here. And this is reducing productivity, is reducing, wasting people. I mean, it's terrible, boss.
So what is the appeal? Because obviously, I understand that the contractor was brought in to expand the bridge. That work is done. Yes. And instead of returning the road back to its original, the state in which he found it is over a year and no work has been done. What is the appeal to government and the roads minister?
We appeal to them to come fix this thing, because eventually it's going to deteriorate the entire road. So we appeal to them that they should mobile and then fix it for us. All right.
It's not good at all. We are suffering here. Very, very, very. It's too bad. Okay, it's too bad. We need the help, please.
So for example, how many minutes or hours do you spend just to cross this 10-meter obstacle?
At times, 1 hour or 2 hours. I won't lie to you. From what do you call it, Agbugba, let me say, Cemetery Junction, coming here, you can take more than 2 hours.
And then even to is the same all the way from KFC back home.
Yes, please. It's not good at all. We are suffering. We are suffering a lot.
So you use this road on a regular basis. Tell me the frustration you go through every morning and in the evening as well.
Especially, there's a lot of traffic on the way, and which is not good. I think the government have to do something better on the road, because there's a lot of people living here and the traffic is too much. Sometimes you use about 2 hours before going to office, and which is bad. So I believe with this interview, I think the authority will take note of it, and they will come and do something better on this road.
What we have realized is that the traffic is simply an issue of self-inflicted decision by a contractor who decided not to return the road to its original position. And the reason is this traffic. What do you want government to do to fix what has been left unattended to?
I don't know, maybe they have given the road to the contractor whereby it's not come to do their job, or because of financial issue, I don't know. But I think with this interview, I believe that the government will take note of it and come and do something better on the road, because it becomes too much frustration. When you see things, and we are paying road there too. When you didn't pay the road, when the police stop you, they will charge you, and which is bad. And down the day, we the people, the citizens are suffering, and which is not good. And this, we want the government to take note of it and come and do something better on this road, because there's a lot. See, almost the time now.
It's almost 10.
And look at the traffic. Even when you're going to office, look at this. And it's become too much. And it seems that the government and the contractors, they are not serious with us, with the citizens of Ghana, and which is bad.
The Hacho Agboba Road, which until a year ago was the place folks who wanted to avoid the Medina traffic would use to get to their final destination has also become a major traffic destination simply because of the actions of a contractor. The appeal is to the government and the roads ministry to get the contractor back on the road and then return the road back to its original position if the expansion works on the bridge is completed with. My name is Elton Brobe from the Agboba Hatch Road reporting for Joy News.
Now, a Sprinter bus with registration number GR6117-20 is reported to have been involved in an accident on the Accra-Tema motorway. According to an eyewitness, the accident occurred at about 6:30 a.m. Thursday after the tire of the bus burst around the weighing bridge, somersaulting in the process. It is further reported that the driver of the Sprinter bus was overspeeding and failed to heed the warnings of his passengers to slow down. Some people are feared dead, with another 15 people sustaining various degrees of injuries. Now, 263 people lost their lives in road crashes in the month of April, according to the latest statistics released by the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service. These accidents really are quite serious. Now, speaking on News Desk on Wednesday, Dr. Samuel Sasu-Mensah, Director of Operations at MTTD, explained the figure represents a marginal increase on the number of deaths each month since the beginning of the year. This brings to a total of 1,034 the number of fatalities on the road between January and April this year.
Whether the people who are driving on our routes, they know the various road traffic regulations or not. That is why increasingly it is becoming very clear that they are flouting the traffic rules and regulations with impunity.
Now, Nana Ano Emi here is the Executive Director of Road Safety Advocates Ghana. He is convinced that digitization is the way that road crashes will be reduced.
We have gone past those medieval times where the policeman will stop a vehicle for speeding and will put speeding tables on the roads. Those are not working. But what do you do? We are luckily, the 21st century, we are in a digital era. And digital era means that we're doing things electronically and biometrically. See, once you're biometrically registered with your driver's license, you have this telephone. It's the telephone that I hold here. If the Americans want to pick me up and kill me, they will use the GPS system because that's my phone is with me. They'll pick me up and kill me. So if we are lucky that we have now digitalized, or we are in the process of digitalizing, why don't you bring that onto the road environment? If you bring that onto the road environment, the idea of putting these speed tables, as if you travel outside Ghana. Where else outside Ghana have you seen these speed tables on trunk roads where vehicles are doing 100 kilometers an hour and you go and you have to come to a grounding stop before you start again and all that? That lends itself to armed robberies and stuff like that. Speed tables for coming down the traffic for the speeding motorists. Look, electronically you can put just one rope here, one here, and they have attached to a camera. When the vehicle goes past it, it records the speed. And you have this unemployed youth, whatever, he goes 100 meters up there, you have a team there, they will stop him, and they do a spot fine. And when you dent the pocket of these offenders, they will not do those things again. The safest transportation system, passenger transportation system, is the air. By air. The statistics have it. The next one is rail.
Now, ballot boxes play a crucial role in all elections, and due to the competitive nature of these elections, ballot boxes are placed in an open space to allow all persons to see during the voting exercises. However, ballot boxes and counting persons casting their votes is expensive and tiresome. Knowing the number of ballot boxes or ballot papers in the box by mere observation is impossible. Tallying the number of voters who cast their vote on a sheet of paper and comparing the results with all other political party agents and the EC brings chaos and confusion, especially when their tallies don't match. Fortunately, students of Obuasi Senior High Technical School have come up with a smart ballot box to do away with the difficulty. Love FM's Chrissy Deborah has been speaking with the students.
My name is Vialokofi George.
I'm saying here.
The smart ballot box is made to count the number of ballot papers in the ballot box, to display it to the public, and to give the indication of the person casting the vote, and also prevent one person from voting twice or more.
The components used are Arduino ultrasonic sensor, relay, PVC pipes, screen which is LCD, and LED which is light.
When a person gets closer to the ballot box, the system becomes active and a red light is shown that the system is active. When a person drops the ballot paper into the slot, the system gets the ballot paper into the ballot box and count it as one and display it on the screen. This project has numerous benefits, which include reducing the cost of hiring many polling agents, eliminating the act of continuous monitoring the ballot box, eliminating the rigorous method of tallying person casting their votes, avoiding one person voting twice or more without detecting instantly, giving an indication to the audience that a person has cast his or her vote. The cost of producing it is less. It can increase the voter turnout since voters would like to experience a new method of voting that is made by Ghanaian students.
All right, so my name is Solomon Incho and I represent this team. We've come up with this smart ballot box, which we did some time ago. The intention is to prevent some of the misunderstandings that we have in elections. So this particular ballot box is able to prevent one person from voting 2 times, and then also display the total number of ballot papers we have in the box on a screen for public to view. Now, when we started this, it was very small, and we came up with this. Now, what you see here is a rolling part. The rolling part takes the paper from the individual and then drops it into the box. When we started, we're not having the rolling side, we're having only the box. So realize that one person can drop the paper and then remove it and the counting will be done. So we decided to come up with this part so that the moment you put in the paper, you can't remove it again. It will take it from you and then drop it in it. Now in the future, we want to make this part very small, and then also it's running on a 10,000 milliampere rechargeable battery, which can last for I think 17 to 18 hours. I want to make it more energy friendly so that it can run up to maybe 24 hours a day, since elections sometimes can go over 2 days or 3 days.
Some innovation there, and the Islamic Medical Association of Ghana, IMAG, is challenging Wesley Girls High School and their old students to provide evidence which shows that fasting during the holy month of Ramadan is detrimental to one's health. Responding to a statement from the old students of the school which suggested so, the association argued that the Ramadan fast is rather beneficial to one's health. The renowned Girls Senior High School in Cape Coast has come under immense public pressure for allegedly refusing to allow one of their students to partake in the Muslim fast, which stretches for 29 days. After the Ghana Education Service issued a directive to the school to allow the students to fast, the Methodist Church, in a sharp response, chided the authorities for the directive, followed by a statement from the old students. Now, speaking on Prime Morning on Joy Prime TV, however, Secretary for IMAG, Dr. Hadi Abdallah, who said their position was not grounded in fact.
The Islamic type of fast, which is a form of intermittent fasting, we have tons of papers which actually shows that it is actually beneficial to humans. Even in animal studies, has shown some benefit to animal studies. So the question we ask ourselves is, Wesley girls talking about starvation, are they mixing starvation with fasting? Because there's a clear distinction between fasting and starvation. And as a newsman, you know very well, even in recent times in Russia, we had the opposition leader who went on a hunger strike for several days. It's not dead, you understand? We've had high-performing athletes in football in recent times, and that has actually come up. We've had Paul Pogba, who put up one of his best performances in a Man U shirt to help them beat AS Roma by 6-2. He was fasting. And we all know the energy that you need to sap when it comes to football. We've had many Premier League players playing and fasting, including Seth Aurier. We, in our statement, had made it very clear. We've cited evidences, we cited papers in high-impact journals. And you know what it is in the scientific world for research to be published in high-impact journals. What we are asking is, where did Wesley girls, the Methodist Church, including their past students, where did they get their facts from? And so far, they've not adduced a single evidence to that claim. You know, the fact that you have a policy that you've practiced for a very...
Now, there were sounds of thunderous applause at the Accra College of Education as contestants of Presec Legon, Achimota School, Chemu SHS and Odogono SHS walked to the stage for the grand finale of the Greater Accra Regional Science and Maths Quiz Championship. Achimota School won the maiden edition of the championship in 2019. Presec Legon won the regional championship in 2020 and were subsequently crowned national champions. They have defended the trophy. Let's go to the ground now.
Last year, we are going to repeat the same feat. You know, we won the regional competition, and then we went ahead to win the national. It is the same story. Okay. The same story. So I told you last time, if you remember, I told you last time that we were going to take right from quarterfinal. It's the same story. Wow. The same story that is being rewritten. Wow.
So you're saying that Presec will go ahead to win
trophy for the national competition? Yes. It is a replica of what happened last year. Okay. We won the regional. We went ahead to take the national. To take the national. Okay. We are taking it again. Mark my words. Okay. I get it. It's not by might. God has given us already. So we are here to celebrate. Wow.
What does this mean to you, teachers of Presec Legon?
Oh, it markets us a lot. It tells a lot of things about the caliber of teachers at Presec. Okay, Charlie, come around.
But usually you're under pressure, even as teachers at Presec. Pressure from all students for the students to perform better.
That's right. Of course, by reason of our pedigree, you know what we stand for. Every personality in the country here knows the pedigree of Presec when it comes to second cycle education. Okay. Are you getting it? And so right when the contest starts, everyone expects us to be in the final. Okay. Are you getting it? So when we get there, it's not a news. Okay. It is only when we don't get there that it becomes an issue. Okay. But we thank God for another success again.
Thank you very much. Let me talk to the contestants. Okay, so we have the contestants here, but this is an odd contestant. Gakbato. Okay, I'll talk to the head boy. Don't worry. Gakbato, come closer. Let me talk to you. Yes. How you doing?
Yeah, please, I'm doing well by God's grace.
You won the national trophy for Presec last year.
Yes, please. Our team won it last year.
Well, which school are you now?
I'm in Ashesi.
Okay, great. Yes. How's it going there?
It's going on well by the grace.
And how are you enjoying the fame?
Oh, well, well, it's quite. I don't know what to say. I'm enjoying it a bit. Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
Let me talk to the gentleman who won this trophy. Kindly come closer to me. Come closer. Come. Tell me, what is the feeling like winning this trophy? This is the second time you're winning the regional championship. Now it means you're not just national champions, but also regional champions, because you're winning this for the second time. You won it in 2020. What is the feeling like for you guys?
At this point, I don't really have anything to say. I just thank God for helping us. Yeah.
You're lost for words.
Exactly.
Hopefully you have not lost words.
No, it's an amazing feeling. It's an amazing feeling. I feel like it's an amazing feeling. I think that it's a sign of greater things to come.
Okay.
That we are going to grow bigger and then come stronger in the national science and math quiz.
So what should we expect from you in the national competition?
Improvements.
Improvement.
And taking the trophy again this year.
Taking the trophy again, making it 7 for percent.
Yes, please.
So what? Let's talk about 7?
Yes.
Agenda, let's talk about 7 has been launched. 7 is on the way. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen, and then congratulations. Okay, so you just heard from the gentleman from Presec Legon. They are excited. Remember that in 2020, they won the regional competition and then went ahead to win the national competition in October. Now, this year, 2021, they just won the regional competition and they are saying that they're going to win the national competition, which will come up later in October. That makes them, right now, the undisputed winners when it comes to the regional championship of the National Science and Math Quiz and then the national competition as well. The regional championship started 2019. The first school to win it is Achimota School. They won in 2019. Presec Legon won the regional competition in 2020, and then in 2021 they've won it again. So 2 times they've won the regional competition. And when it comes to the national competition, we know they won it for the 6th time, undisputed. But let's speak to some of the guys from Odogono. Why are contestants? Right. Let's talk to Odogono School contestants. They did marvelously well in this competition. Let's find out from them what the feeling is like. Why are they? Kindly come, Bright, come. Tell me, you missed out on winning this trophy. Yes, I mean, yes. Tell me, what was it like up there on the stage?
We did our best. Like, we were hoping for victory. Like we did our best on the stage. There was just some simple mistakes that we have to work on for the nationals. Okay. And I hope you are going to get it to the finals.
Okay.
This year we are going to get into the finals.
Oh, you get to the final of the national competition? We should expect that?
Yes, please. With God, we are going to move through. With God, we are going to move through every stage of the NSMQ straight to the finals.
Okay. Okay. Great. You are very optimistic. Tell me, are you also optimistic that in the national competition later in October, you're going to get to the final?
Yes. We are going to work on everything. And we are coming back with more fire. I promise you.
Okay. Congrats once again. Okay, so it has ended here at the Accra College of Education, where the regional competition just ended. Once again, Presec Legon is the undisputed champion of the Greater Accra Regional Championship of the National Science and Math Quiz. They say it is blue.
Our first riddle. I am a property of an electrical device. I am a property that is relevant to alternating current circuits. Odogono.
Power factor.
No. Our next clue. I am a frequency-dependent property. For capacitors, I vary as the reciprocal of frequency. Yes, Chemu.
Reactance.
Reactance, that's correct. That came on the 4th clue, 3 points. Our next riddle. I am one of the 4 basic types of animal tissues. I develop from the mesoderm. I am found in between other tissues everywhere in the body, including Odogono.
Connective tissue.
That is correct. That was on the 3rd clue, 3 points. I am an element. I am usually obtained only by electrolysis. I am so reactive, I can attack precious metals such as gold and platinum if they are hot. According to Pauline's scale, I am the most electronegative element. Yes, Achimota.
Fluorine.
That is correct. That came on the fourth clue, 3 points. Our last riddle. I am a rate of change. I am a vector quantity. I am a rate of change of the displacement. Yes, Achimota.
Velocity.
Velocity, that is correct. That came on the third clue, 3 points. That brings us to the end of round 4.
You're live on Joy News today with me, Daniel Daze. Congratulations to Prisek Legon, and it's building up to be a very interesting National Science and Maths Quiz competition when all the regional champions come to Accra for the national finals. We will be here with you every step of the way, as we always are. Now, though, it's time for us to take a quick breather. When we come back, the latest in business, sports, showbiz, and world news. Stay with us. Now, before we go for business, nearly half of Ghana's entire Rosewood stock was lost in 5 years. That's between 2013 and 2018. At that rate of depletion, the nation could lose every rosewood tree in the next 5 years if stakeholders do not halt the illegal felling of the species. At the Joy Forum on Rosewood, held in conjunction with US-based environmental group EIA at Labadi Beach Hotel on Wednesday, former Land and Natural Resources Minister Inusa Fuseni warned the depletion of rosewood stocks has grave consequences for farming in the northern part of the country. The forum brought together officials from the Ministry of Land and Natural Resources, Forestry Commission and Ghana Police Service, to name a few. The engaging discussion led by Joy News' Evans Mensah saw a revelation of several stark realities about the felling and exploitation of rosewood, which has been illegal since 2019. Perhaps the most shocking revelation was made by William Nwaku Bano, who works with the Forestry Research Institute.
As it stands now, the current practice is unsustainable. Within 5 years, we've harvested close to, from the records, from the inventory reports, the 2 inventory reports, we've harvested almost 50%, 40-something percent of the stock we had. So it's clear it's unsustainable within 5 years. If we give ourselves 2 decades, I'm sure we will not have any rosewood of commercial value in Ghana. So it's clear what we are doing is unsustainable. Personally, I think we need to maintain the ban. We need to develop a new narrative for livelihood generation in the north.
Mr. Bano's views were shared by the former Minister for Land and Natural Resources, Inusa Fuseni, who said the tree is essential for the preservation of life and ecology in the savannah area of Ghana.
Rosewood is found in the ecologically fragile zones of this country. Put simply, if we continue to harvest rosewood, we will be exacerbating the onslaught of the Sahara to the north part of Ghana. Up until 2014, there was no CITES, there was no rosewood listed in CITES. But I was left in no doubt that the continuous harvesting of rosewood portended a present danger, existential danger for this country.
In 2019, government set up a committee to investigate the illegal harvest and export of rosewood in Ghana following an investigative report released by the Environmental Investigation Agency in the USA. Secretary to the committee Joseph Osiakwan shared the reforms that the report spawned.
Some countries were receiving rosewood from Ghana with CITES permit that had the signature of the Wildlife Division Executive Director, but those were forged. Interagency cooperation, that was one of the weaknesses we also found between the Forestry Commission, TIDD at the harbor, and the customs, GRA customs. It has been mentioned, most of them are not able to identify the wood. So there was the need for training for these officers and that collaboration between them to be able to identify which wood species is being exported.
Stakeholders at the forum insist that, like most lucrative criminal activities in Ghana, rosewood trade is benefiting from the patronage of some top government officials. The view was bolstered by this penultimate question.
Have we prosecuted anybody since? Anybody has the answer to that? I mean, Mr. Siakwan, do you know if anybody has been prosecuted since? No?
Not one I know of at the port.
Daniel Dazi, Joy News, Accra.
You're still watching Joy News today. It's time for business with me, Charles Aite. Business in the country will have to brace themselves up for high operating costs in the coming months. Now, this is because of the upward adjustment in fuel prices and its attendant effect on the other cost elements, as well as the implementation of some taxes in the 2021 budget. The Ghana Hotels Association is one of them, and here is the president, Dr. Edward Akanyamike.
The point is that every aspect of the hotel operation relies a lot on the economic environment. We are talking about supplies from vendors. We have vendors who supply the industry with various items. So once there's some increment in the flat rate, it's going to affect us, and also the transportation, because transportation will also go high. So they are also going to increase their rates. Now, we also have indirect workers, okay, like our artisans, electricians, plumbers, and all that, who will also be affected by transportation. So they also want to increase their wages or their labor. And then also, we have our own workers who will also use transportation from home to work and vice versa, who will also be affected by that same transportation. Okay, so they will also need some upward adjustment. The food stuff, because some of the hotels actually go to the farm gate to purchase, some will purchase it from the supermarkets and the marketplaces. All these purchases will be affected by the same will.
Now, the Union of Industry, Commerce and Finance Workers Union is urging government to pursue a production-led economy to create more foreign exchange earnings and jobs for many unemployed Ghanaians. COVID-19 has exposed most fragile economies, including Ghana, to issues regarding their weaknesses. General Secretary of UNICOF, Johnson Anuamegashi, tells Joy Business that production-led economy is now the way to go post-COVID-19.
There had never been a fair system anywhere in the world. No human being had ever been satisfied in anything. Despite the COVID, the government is willing to engage at the tripartite level to have discussions. They might have had some meetings, but the wage level had not been announced yet for us to know whether it is satisfactory or not. In the past, yes, of course, you realize that the government, being the largest employer, sets the pegs. So for other employers to enhance on. If we are increasing productivity, let me digress to say that we are in this situation because we are not able to produce and to export to a extent of earning the expected income as expected. If we are doing that, we may not be in this situation. We are importing. It means that the little foreign exchange we have is what we are sending out and creating jobs for people outside. That is what I would want to advise the government to seriously address. Let us create the opportunity for us to produce and to export so that we can earn more from that. Other than that, we'll remain in this situation thinking that what they are being paid is not enough. But it should be enough if we are able to produce.
And the Ghana Athletics Association, they have revealed that Josephine Anoche chose to train so that she could qualify for Tokyo Olympics as an individual athlete, contrary to media reports that she was asked to finance her travels to join the team in Poland for the World Relays. Anoche had claimed that the athletics governing body in the country asked her to buy her flight ticket, the reason she decided to withdraw from the relays. But GAA Secretary General Bao Fusena, reacting for the first time following the reports, say their claims are false.
It's never true that GAA asked her to buy tickets from US to Poland. It never happened, and it will never happen. Why would the GAA ask an athlete to buy a ticket to represent Ghana at such a high level? Was it the only athlete who was going to compete for Ghana? We had 14-man contingent, and tickets were issued by Sports Authority for all this contingent. No one was left behind. Anoche, at first, when we contacted her, whether she is available for the competition, her first concern was that her Ghanaian passport got expired, and she has sent the passport to the Washington, D.C. for an extension, no renewal, for an extension of 1 year. So we read that a couple of athletes have also got their passport expired. I still have some here. T20 passport is here. You can show T20 passport. So we went to the passport office. We asked them to bring their passports. Those whose passports have expired, including Anoche. They were Josephine Anoche, Deborah Akwa, Emmanuel Yabua, Sean Safu Entry, and Abubakar Mohammed. All of them had biometric passport except Sean. So they gave us their data pages of their passport. So me, Osaisibe, and Abate went to passport office, played with the directors. It took her 2 days. We were able to get the passport for them. When she got the passport, she never even told her that she had gotten the passport, but we knew the passport got her. A day or two later, she sent a text message to Prof. Andrew that she wants to qualify to the Olympic Games as an individual athlete in her individual event.
And that's Bao Fuseni, Secretary General of the Ghana Athletics Association, explaining how Josephine Anoche did not take part in Ghana's qualification to the Tokyo Olympic Games. I am Muftau Nabila Ablai, and this has been your Sports on Joy News today. There's more sports on myjoyonline.com/sports.
Good afternoon, welcome to Showbiz here on Joy News. And our President Akufo-Addo has charged Ghanaians to take their heritage seriously by portraying the rich culture of the country. He made this comment at a sword-cutting ceremony for a $30 billion Pan-African Heritage Museum in Gomwa-Pomazi in the Central Region.
The time has come for all of us to take our heritage seriously. No one needs to tell us that we have a rich history made up of remarkable achievements in the arts, sciences, and technology. We have so much to learn from our antecedents and from our indigenous knowledge that has stood the test of time and are driving our development. We have a lot to learn from our past, and we must apply modern technology to bring them center stage in our forward march. The museum will provide a natural residence and resting place for all the looted cultural artifacts of our continent, which are housed in foreign museums and which will be returned to us, come what may.
Meanwhile, Minister for the Creative Arts, Culture and Tourism, Mohammed Awal, says there's $5 billion to be generated with this year's Beyond the Return.
Between this year and next year, through the Beyond the Return project, we would invite about 1.5 million tourists to this country. 1.5 million tourists to this country over the next 2 years. And this will generate about $5 billion to Ghana's economy, making tourism the #1 contributor to GDP. And we're excited that when this is done, Ghana will be the true headquarters of Pan-Africanism. I want to assure everybody that we at the ministry are very committed to make Ghana the Mecca of Pan-Africanism. Thank you.
That's it for this bulletin of Joy News today. My name is Daniel Daze. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.